Hi, this is Billy Ariel, real life. I'm in the Resistance studio with the entire team who are listening from different devices. I wanted to come and get this message strictly to Black people, not Spanish people. Not that there's nothing wrong with Spanish people or those of other races, but I'm specifically talking to Black people. And the team members that we have here, even though they are of different races, but to all of us, they're considered Black because they're down for the cause too. They're the only ones that we trust that are of different races. Black people everywhere, you are not realizing what is happening. You're not realizing what is happening because of the fact that you are being blind. You are being utterly blind. And you're being blind about the fact that Black people are in trouble. Right now, Black people all across America are in trouble. Black people are being fired from jobs more than white people are being fired from jobs. Um, Black people are unemployed more than any other race is unemployed. Black people are in trouble. We are in trouble. And if we don't do something to stop this, um, we are going to go back to the field. You know, all of these dumb ass, ignorant ass Black people who are saying this is a distraction. That is a distraction. This is a distraction. That is a distraction. We have to sit back. Don't engage. You're all being fucking idiots. You're idiots. And you're idiots because you can not engage all you want to. You can call what is happening a distraction all you want to. But while you are doing that, white people in America and abroad, they are planning every single day. They are working overtime to annihilate your Black asses. You have Black people who are telling others on TikTok and other places, now it's time to get out of America. Get out of America and go where? Go where, player? Go where? Go what, to the UK? Because let me tell you something, in the UK, they don't want your Black ass there. They don't want you there. I have seen video after video after video after video of Black people. And I'm not talking about these Black people. There was a video on TikTok of Black people and they were in Scotland and they were doing the African dances. No, that's wrong because you're trying to turn Scotland into Africa, and that's wrong. You're trying to overwash the Scottish uh, heritage and culture that is there. I'm not talking about those type of Black people, but I'm talking about Black people who move to Scotland or Ireland or London because they are tired of the bullshit that's happening in the United States. So they want to go there. And they're coming there respecting the culture that's already there, but they're coming there to live, to work, to have a better life. And they are being treated like they are in slavery still. I've seen videos like this where in the comment section of these videos, white people now and Irish people who are not white, no matter how much you want to be white, you're not white, you're Irish, and white people don't like your asses either, but you want to pretend like you're white. I've seen the comments from these white and Irish people saying, "Oh my God, where are these bloody niggers going at? Oh, they go back to their country. They don't want you there." So you can't go to London and Scotland and Ireland because they don't want your asses there. And there have been so many cases of racial discrimination while there, from white people, from Irish people, from Scottish people to Black people. They don't want you there. So where are you going to go? China? Chinese people don't like your Black ass either. Back in the 90s, a whole Chinese woman, I believe she was Chinese, but if she wasn't, there are plenty other cases of Chinese people who have done racist things. But I believe if she was Chinese, Chinese woman shot a black young girl in the head because she thought the black young girl was stealing. And don't even get me started on what a lot of Chinese people have to say about Black people. They don't like your ass either. Asians, Koreans, they don't like your ass either. I don't give a damn what Ryan Coogler put in center. Those are actors. Those are actors. And yeah, and they probably don't, they probably are fine with black people, but that they are the exception. They are celebrities, they are actors. The everyday Asian Korean person, no, they don't like your black ass. No, they don't. They don't like you. They don't want you in their country. And there have been cases where black people have gone to North Korea, South Korea, Asia, China, and they have experienced extreme racism. Where you gonna go then? Italy? You know damn well Italians don't like your black ass. So many people have talked about the racism that they have experienced in Italy. They don't want your black asses there either. Oh, so then where are you gonna go? Guatemala, South America, or one of these Spanish countries. Spanish people, a majority of them, don't like your black ass either. They have for a long time before Imperial Grand Wizard Trump got in office, they have for a long time thought that they were white and treated anyone who wasn't like them as less than. So they don't like your black asses either. You damn sure aren't going to be able to go into Mexico and survive because the cartel is there. And I don't give a damn what that tramp Lori Harvey has done. Oh, Lori Harvey, she's vacationing in Mexico. Lori Harvey knows that they're not going to touch her unless it's absolutely necessary because Lori Harvey is a celebrity. Are you? You can't go and do what she has done in Mexico because you are not a celebrity. You're not known. You go to Mexico, you're going to get killed by the cartel because they don't like your black ass either. Or do you want to go to Africa? Africa is having the biggest genocide that there has ever, well, I'm not going to say that there has ever, but they're having the biggest genocide that they have had in a long time in Africa. You know why you're not hearing about it? Because the mainstream media, they're not going to let you know that because they don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit about covering what's happening in Africa. Africa is having a genocide. I don't give a damn what African or Jamaican person gets on TikTok or YouTube. It's like, this is a lie. We are doing fine over here. We have plenty of race. I don't give a damn what they say. They're telling a damn lie. They're lying. So like if you ask a coonish ass black person over here, well, how is America? Oh, America's great. I'm telling you because I just went over to Lisa and Dan's house for a barbecue and they're all America's great. Yeah, they're Dan and nine. It's the same that Africa is facing a huge racial problem over there. Huge. I don't give a damn about Trey Ford, 4-4, 8x4, 10x4. I don't give a damn who he is. There, oh, it's all over there. It's all over there. So where are you going to go? Nowhere. And this is why I don't understand why black people aren't doing anything about it. They're talking about, well, all we have to do is not engage. Do you know how ridiculous you sound? So should that been what they should have done back in slavery days? Well, all we have to do is not engage. When they try to whip us, that's just them trying to distract us. Don't engage. Don't do nothing. They would have been stupid. No, and the only reason why slavery ended was because of people like Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner and John Brown, who said, the hell with this. We're going to get free by any means necessary. This is what we have to do. We're going to have to go to war with these white people. And I know that it is hard for you all to do because you look at them as your friends. They are not your friends. I don't give a damn how many videos they make on TikTok. You know, what he is doing is so wrong because black people, they are bullshitting. They're bullshitting. They are saying that to make you think they're on our side. But when it gets rough, where are they going to be? Nowhere. Nowhere. They're not getting fired from their jobs. Because a lot of these people you see on TikTok talking about, oh my God, I just lost my job and I told Peter, I don't know how they're lying. They're lying to try to make it seem as if, hey, we're one of the number. They're not. It's not a lot of white people getting fired, it's a lot of black people getting fired. And so they're not going to do anything about that except do what they have always been doing, pretending to be on our side. They're not on our side. They're not at the protesters. They're not out there getting their asses kicked. They're not getting lynched. They're not getting ran off of roads because just yesterday, myself and Katrina and several other team members, we were driving on the highway, and Katrina was in the front passenger seat, and I was driving, and the team was in the back. But only myself and Katrina could be seen through the front windows. And it was two white men in a truck who tried to run us off the road. Run us off the road. And it was done on purpose because when we came to a stoplight, right beside the truck, they had the two white men, one in the driver's seat, one in the front passenger seat, rolled down the window and called us niggers. You see, called us niggers. So see, they're not on our side. They don't like us, and they have been telling you for a long time that they don't like you, me, and those who are black like me, like Katrina, like Regina. They've been telling us we don't like you. But yet and still we keep wanting to integrate with them, be friends with them. We see the videos of them dancing to black music. We're saying, hey, they're invited to the cookout. No, the fuck, they're not invited to the cookout. They're not even invited to look at the cookout from across the street. They are the enemy. The only time white people will no longer be the enemy is when we go up to Paroma, the KHAA, where those white people up there are all about unity. These white people down here are not. They're not. They're all about getting us back to 1892. And I'm saying this right here and right now. Black people, if you do not go to war, and when I say war, I'm not talking about marches, I'm not talking about strikes, uh, going on strike, going on boycott. I'm talking about taking to the streets, burning down every single building, every single car, unless the car has Soul Brother. Let's get back to that. Let's get back to that. Put Soul Brother on the car, and the car gets destroyed. Until we go back to that, unless we go back to that, I'm telling you right now, black people are going to die. They're going to kill every last one of you. And if you don't think that you're marked for death, just wait. You are marked for death because he's going to kill you. He's going to kill every single one of you. And all the white people in America are going to do it. They want to do it. And if you're not willing to go to war, then you need to just commit suicide. And you need to commit suicide and leave the matrix. Because either you do it that way, either you leave the matrix that way, or you leave the matrix by them killing you, because I'm telling you, they're going to murder you. They're going to murder your children. We just heard how last week a little boy, this was not a teenager, not an adolescent, this was a little boy, I think it was in kindergarten or first grade. They found him hung in the bathroom. Black boy, little black boy found him hung in the bathroom. Teacher, the school, they don't know how it happened. They hung that little boy. They're going to murder you. So I'm telling you, black people, right now, either you come to a decision of what you're going to do. Are we going to, we need, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get to my conclusion. We need to have one person to designate in meeting place. And in that meeting place, no white people are allowed. We have to, if any black people do come to the meeting place, if we find out that that black person is married to a white person or friends with a white person, no, you can't come. No, absolutely. You cannot be friends with a white person and come to the meeting. You cannot be married or dating a white person and come to the meeting. You can't have a white mother and father, no biracial people. We want 100% black. 100% black. If you're not 100% black, you can't come. And then at that meeting, we need to plan on how to go to war and destroy America. I mean, simple as that. Just like we did during the George Floyd riots when we destroyed America. And that's exactly why that white racist cop is in prison now. Because we did that. Because we said, no, if you don't put him in prison, we're going to destroy America. We need to do that. And we don't need white people to help us to do that. We don't want white people saying, well, I want to come along and help. No, we don't want your help. Stay away. If we're not willing to plan and do this, then get ready to die because it's coming. The reason why the team, we all stress this is because You all don't know what the other side will and have done. Did you all know there was a private meeting, a very private, large meeting of white people from various neighborhoods? It was, you already know anything about this. And they had a meeting. And in that meeting, it was stated that white people be friends with your black neighbors, be friends with black people so that you can get the information, know what they're thinking, know how they're acting, and bring it back to us. This is why we are so adamant about you having white friends. Now, you may ask, well, how do you all know all of this? We've told you time and time again. You all don't believe this, but I mean, we're telling this from the facts and the truth, and from the knowledge that we know of, and we have obtained. We have sources, not one source, not two sources, but we have several sources that are and is directly in the midst, that are right there, have the status of knowing. And they have told us that there was a private meeting from every neighborhood, from every county, that black people don't know anything about. They're your next door neighbors. They're your friends that you have spoken to, that you have been with. They have had a secret meeting. And at that meeting, or inside that meeting, it was told for them to draw black people closer. And that way, drawing them closer, then they would be able to know exactly what's on your mind, what you're thinking, how you're thinking it, what you're doing. Because a lot of black people are not going to the doctor's office. A lot of black people are not going to see therapists and psychiatrists. A lot of black people are maintaining themselves to themselves and with their own race of people. This meeting was held. This is why we say, if we get together and have no white people involved. Now, let me say this again. We have about 5 white people on our team. Maybe 6 or 7, maybe 10. And we have tested these white people. We have tested these our white team members with their own race of people. We have tested without them knowing anything about it. And they have come up clean every time. But we have not only tested them once, twice, but several times, and they have come up clean. And so this is why, but there are certain things that we will not discuss, even though they have come up clean. There are certain things that we will not discuss with our white team members. There are certain categories where our white team members have to address their own race. There are certain situations and categories where we will not allow our white team members to address the black race of people, our black race of people. So we have different categories for each team members to associate themselves with. But you all didn't know this. There was a wide range secret meeting, and it wasn't a secret meeting with the KKK or the white knights. It was a secret meeting with people in your own backyard, and they are to know where black people are coming from. And then you see your black neighbors, hey, Mr. Jones, and you talk, and they have a conversation with you, and they want to find out, well, what do you think about so and so? Where do you want today? And that is their job. White people are not your friends, and these white people will get you into a boat where you are drowning your own self. And you say, well, I got a white friend and so, or no, you're hey, but you don't, you don't understand where they're coming from. You think you do. And it goes back to show too as well. When black men have these white girlfriends and you thinking that, hey, this is my bitch. Or this is my whatever you want to call them. But they are working on the behalf of the system when you are married to a white woman. And I have nothing against that, but I have to be honest with you. When you're married to a white woman and that white woman has decided to leave your ass, who's going to get the custody of the kids? Not you. Who has to have the big payoff? Not you. It's going to be your white wife. And so we're not saying to you, you need to stop that, let's go with the black women or this sort of thing. But we're telling you to be aware. White people are not your friend, our brothers and sisters. They're not your friend. is going on every day. And a lot of the things that we do know after our investigative research, we have sources that are right there. They have private numbers, and they have contacted us, and we've contacted them. You got to address this team, resist this team. Did you know, like we found out about the secret meeting, did you know that there was a secret meeting? What? The secret meeting among white people in every different state. What? Yes. And they're white people. I'm sure it's the people, their next door neighbors. It's the people that they go to church with. It's the people but they are there to spy on the black people because they have to know what the black people are thinking. They have to know the different situations that they're in. They come back in the report. And don't we know anything about no secret meeting? Yes, even black people don't know about it. And so this is why we tell you these things. And no, we're not going to tell you our sources are. No, we're not, because we did that. Their life will be taken, and they're not only their life will be taken, our lives will be taken. But we're not so concerned about our lives because we know where we're going. But the thing of it is that you have to adhere. You have to start getting up and doing something. All of this talk, and we've said it many times in our video, put the boots on the ground. Your boots on the ground. Oh, it's not our fight yet. Oh, we just got to hang in there. No, you are doomed. You are doomed whichever way that you come out your mouth and say that everything is going to be all right. You're doomed. The churches, on the 25th, I think it was, the rapture was supposed to have taken place. And there were people, you see, this is why I say you have to know what time of day it is. The rapture going to take place. They even got the ministers inside the church, the white ones and the black ones, to go along with their program. Number 47 got them to go along with their is and their program. And people were just giving up everything in their lives because they thought a rapture was going to take place. They were selling their home, giving away their home, their cars. Some were even giving their children away, taking taking the money out of their bank accounts and just giving it away, thinking that the rapture was going to take place on the 25th. Well, when the 25th came, was no rapture. No rapture. Now, and then you had a female, then one of our team members talked to the female, had one of the females crying. Well, I gave everything away. I just thank God I kept my car. And but I was getting, and she said, I have nothing. You have nothing because you were listening. You were listening to the other side. Don't you know that these ministers, whether they're male or female, black or white, they are all in it together. All in it together to fool and deceive you black people out there. That's what they wanted. They wanted you all to think that the rapture was going to take place on the 25th, and so that you can give up everything that you have. And then when they start the initial opening of the door, of their door or doors, that you have nothing. But see, you won't listen to people like us because we are just regular people. We don't know anything, but we have sources that lets us know every time there's going to be a change. Number 47 has did everything he could. He has done everything he could to stop the black race. We're not going to have anything. And when I told you, no, it's not going to be go out to the plantation. No, it's not going to be any plantation. It's going to be going out to the fields. They're going to change things around and make it not plantation, but the fields. And even you have the job, there's only certain jobs that they will allow black people to go to, but you're going to start at the bottom because you're going to start it. And then that's no guarantee either. This is what our sources told us. From one end of the world to another is all going to be the same. McDonald's, did you know this, people? You all didn't know this, but our sources told us this, that when black people die, listen to what I'm saying, people. When black people die, you think that you have a burial, a nice funeral home and everything. You go to the funeral home, and at the church, or you at the cemetery, the pastor there, he's giving so strong words of how this person was and who this person was. But do you know that when that son or daughter, mother or father has died, and you go to the has gone to the graveyard to give their final goodbye to their loved ones. That coffin is still up on the rack. In the ground, but it's up on the rack. And then the men, the pastor, all tell you that's the end of the ceremony. You all can leave now. And then once everyone goes to their cars and they drive away, because there people at the people at the cemetery is going to tell you that we have to bury him, but you're not allowed to be here. Do you know what they do after every family member or friends go through that car and drive, and they're going to make sure that everyone is driven away, has driven away? Do you know what they do to that body? Do you know what they do? Now you're thinking that your family members, your mother, your father, sister, brother, aunt, grandpa is still out there. They take that body. There is a van that comes and pick up that body, an undisclosed van that comes pick up that body and take that body to a factory where they start chopping up the body. And then once they chop up the body, they send that body, those parts there is, and they send them out to places like McDonald's. You all didn't know that, did you? No, you didn't. And that's what you're eating. You're eating your family members, or you're eating people that you once knew from McDonald's and places like McDonald's. When our sources told us that we almost died, well, we had an inkling that we knew, but it came from the source. And that's what you're eating at McDonald's. This is why they tell you where you all can leave now. Because immediately after that last car leaves and they look around the cemetery and see no other car there, then they radio in, bring the van or the trucker in. And they take that body out of that coffin and put that body inside that trucker van and takes that body speedily off. And then you're thinking, when you go to the cemetery, you're thinking that your loved one is there in the ground. And they're not, because they know that you're not going to ask for your loved one to be dug up. And if you want your loved one to be dug up, you have to give a specific, legitimate reason as to why. And when you get that legitimate reason as to why, you got to pay thousands of dollars to get that body built up to the ground, to the surface. And this is what only one person at the source told us that did something like this. And that was the Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, his family. You see, they brought him back up to the surface. Yes, it was him and his body. He was in that coffin, but he had, for so many years, his body had shriveled up, but it was him in that coffin. And so they did that, but they had to pay money to put him back down in the ground. See, it's a lot of things that you people out there, you don't know, and you're taking for granted. But these white people know, and when these white people come to your rescue and say, "Yeah, brother, sister, I know how it is. You can depend upon me. Hey, I'm there for you." It's all a sham. They're saying that to get your reaction, to get your talk, so they can feed it back to these white people. I don't care who they are. They don't give a damn about you. They don't get, and but I've been knowing him for so many years. I've been knowing him 15, 20 years. Yes, you may have been knowing him or her for 15 or 20 years, but did they attend that secret meeting? Yes, they had, but they're not going to tell you about it. There was a secret meeting in every state and city that none of us knew about until our sources came forth and told us. And we said, what? Yes. And those white people are there to find out how you're feeling, what your thoughts are, to spy on you, to get information from you. And that's why white people almost knocked us off the side of because we have a van, that has the resistance team on it. And when they saw and we had 2 or 3 of our white people inside the van, but they didn't see the white people, they saw black faces. And they almost knocked us off the side of the road. But me driving there, because I know how to drive there. And so by me doing that, we got back together again. But only later to find out from our sources, because we have more than one, that's the thing now. That's why you have a lot of crashes going on. It's not because the people didn't know how to drive. It's because that they were told to get out there and cause accidents. If you see a black person, kill them, throw them by your car. If you see a white person that is truly associated with a black person, knock them up beside the road, but make sure that you injure them. When you see a lot of fires going on, black homes, it's because they have been told to do so. You black people in society, you can sit back and hush hush and don't do a damn thing, but you are going to be doomed. You think that you're going to keep on and continue on living and living and living, and nothing is going to happen to you, but it is. And then you talk about this Lord Jesus Christ. If God, Jesus Christ, was so important or so real in your life when on the 25th, where was he at? When people had believing that the rapture, he's going to come back down and he's going to gather his saints and take us up in the rapture. Where was Jesus Christ then? Nowhere to be found because there's no Jesus Christ. This is something that white man, made years ago. Our sources told us that. And we got sources that are white and black. They told us that. And that was told to you people out there so that you could get your minds thinking one thing that was not positive, to get you selling and giving up everything that you have. And now people they have to start right back from scratch because they gave up themselves. They even gave up their own souls and their own spirits, believing that this Jesus Christ is going to come back for a rapture. You believe everything that the white man says. Everything. I'm telling you, you are doomed. You're doomed. And as I just mentioned earlier, yes, it's time to put your boots to the ground. It's time to get up and start doing something. It's time to start. And I will say yet again, it's time to start a war. All of this, don't go into the stores and patronize this place. That's not doing any good. You got to get up and start doing something. The marches is not going to do it again. People have had marches 3 and 4 months ago. Where has it left us or them? Nowhere. But it was when that we were told from the sources that they had a secret meeting from every neighborhood, every state and every city with white people who are your next door neighbors, white people that goes to the grocery stores with you. Why? But we never heard anything about that. Didn't nobody say anything? Not even the white neighbors. No, they're not going to take because those white people are going to be all right. And you served and you trust these white people, even the team members on our team. Even them. We trust them to an extent, but we still got our spies. But so far, they've been dedicated. They've been dedicated team members. You know, you sit around and you don't do anything, and a lot of people you talk the talk, yeah, because I'm tired of it. These are white people too. I'm tired of it, and new blacks. As long as they just leave us alone. They'll never leave you alone because why? They're taking everything from you. Everything. So how can you sit back and say, just leave us alone, when after a while you won't have nothing to call your own? Is that what you meant or mean when you say leave us alone? After a while, it will be no places where black people can live at. Yeah, we found that a lot. We found that a lot. And we thank the heavens, we thank the universe for our sources because our sources has come to us. We never knew anything about a secret white meeting, not with the KKK, not with the white knights, not with the white nationalists, as they call them, with regular white people that are being paid to spy on your black neighbors, who you live next door to, around the corner from, who you go to school with, who you talk to, spy on them. We have to know what their minds are. And this is why we say to each and every one of you, whatever you decide to do, stop telling your white neighbors, stop telling your white friends, those who you think are your friends. They're not your friends. They're not your friends. And then, as I stated earlier, talking about inviting them to the barbecue, they should not belong to your barbecue. You need to stop being in attendance with them when you go out. And we've told many of you, when you go out in pairs, you know, don't go by yourselves. Because the minute that you go by yourselves, the minute that you have your children and your daughters and your sons go by yourself, who are the ones that are taking these kids? Who are the ones that are breaking into your homes? Who are the ones that are doing this horrible action? None other than your white people. And you still go off and you know these things. Well, he's been a buddy of mine for 25, 30 years, but he can be bought. She can be bought. And that's what the government is doing today. They're buying white people to turn against your asses. And you don't believe it. The Uber drivers now, you Uber drivers are so sure they got to work 40 hours, 80 hours just to reach a certain amount of money for payment. They are being pushed and pushed. The government is making them, if you want that money, we're gonna work your ass. And that's what they're doing. And even they don't get the respect that they need, that they should have. None of you out there is on your own. None of you, except for the white people. And when you find young white people, women and men say, yeah, but I've been struggling for years, and I don't know what I'm gonna do because I mean it's hard out here. Only thing the government has to do is go to them and say, listen, we'll give you a salary if you spy on this person here. Find out where he's going. Find out what he's doing. And with the women, the same way. And they will turn on you left and right. And then those who are really, really homeless and into drugs, now they're not going to do anything about them because they know that eventually they're going to kill them themselves, their own selves. Yes. Said it once and we'll say it again. Did videos on it. We're tired. We're tired because if you think this world is going to get better, we heard somebody said the other day, and then a source told us as well. Someone said that it's going to get better. It's only going to get better. No, it's not, people. You're living in a fantasy world. How is it going to get better when they're taking everything from the black race? They're taking your rights. And you don't have sense enough to realize it, and it's only going to get better when black people are sitting on their behinds and not doing anything whatsoever. How is it going to get better? Even your history, they're taking your black history from you, but are they taking Frederick Douglass from you? No. His name will continue to live on because Frederick Douglass was not a black man. Frederick Douglass was a white man. But the only way that he could get recognition is to spy on you on out there at that time was to classify him as black. Classify him as black. And for his name to continue to go on through the years, you all would remember and dwell on that Frederick Douglass was a black man. Frederick Douglass was never black. Was never black. And some of you still talk about, because I remember Frederick Douglass, yeah, his name will continue to go on, but he was never a black. And how do we know that? From sources, because they have talked about him in their private meetings. Frederick Douglass was never a black person. He was white. But in order for him to go on through the course of years, let's say he was black. That's the way that he'll be honored by the black people, is to say, had them thinking that he was black. Now, will they take away the Frederick Douglass house up there in Washington, D.C.? Hell no. They will not. Will they remove the Frederick Douglass statue? Hell no. They're not going to do that. People, you better recognize it's time to start up and start roaring. Start making a roar, not only with our voices, but with our actions. It's not going to get any better. It's not. It's a lot of things that's going on that you all don't even know about. You go out to the cemeteries right now, there's not a body out. Dig up those graves. There's not a body out there. And well, I want to dig up my grandmother. She died 35 years ago, and out 40 years ago, I want to say her body's out there. Well, you got $4,000 or $5,000 to dig it up, and no, you ain't got a damn dime. Yeah, well, no, well, I'm gonna try to. Uh, and what they'll do, and if you intended on digging that body up, you know what we found out? They'll get a skeleton and put in that grave and make it appear to you that's your loved one in that grave. You don't believe that, do you? But sources are right there on the inside to let us know these things. And a lot of this stuff we didn't even know ourselves. You better wake up, people, because after a while, this world is not getting any better. It's getting worse. And you all think it's going to get better. It's going to get, there's nothing that's going to get better for the black race of people. Even when you're working out there in the fields and you're working from the time the sun comes up to the time the sun comes down, go down, even when you get up, if you are allowed to work at certain jobs, you're going to start from the bottom up. You're not going to get the secretary job. You're not going to get the administrative job. You're not going to get the teacher's job. You're going to start, especially those who are black, you're going to start at the bottom. You're not going to get the being the executor at the top. You're going to start from the bottom, and you know that the positions are there open, but you're not going to get it. And if you do get it, it'll be one or two. That's it. They're not going to have three and four and five and six people on one job. Black people on one. They're not going to do it. Black people are suffering. But I tell you this, you better watch your white next door neighbor living next beside you, living across the street from you, even your white girlfriends. You better watch them, people. And then one last thing I want to say is this. When you see your black brothers or black sisters being beaten, you know, you know what you stupid black men will do? You sit around, you take pictures. You take pictures. This was mentioned from what our sources tell us. Where one thing we have to say is that those black people out there, they don't help each other. They take pictures that we could use and do for ourselves. Eh, This is what they discuss. But you'll stand around and you'll take pictures of what's going because you're afraid to get involved. They can beat that black man down or beat that black sister, and you won't do pictures don't mean a damn thing. It don't I mean it's good to take pictures, but instead of taking pictures, get out there and say, no, 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 you no, But you don't do that because you're afraid. But then when the term comes for your ass to be beaten down to the ground, you want somebody to step in and intervene. This is why so many people are being hung. So many people, I'm talking about black people, there are so many people are being beaten. So many children are being snatched. There have been incidents, and from what our sources tell us, that where white men have come and grabbed a child and put their hands over the child's mouth, and people have stood there, what is he doing? And will not go after that child or the car that's sitting behind the van or the truck would not follow that truck all the way because it's not your family member, it's not your child. We need to stop this stuff, people. You can protest from the time the sun comes up to the time the sun goes down. You can protest from Monday through Saturday, Saturday through Monday, every day, but all the science, it's not going to do anything. It's time to tear down and destroy. But you won't do it because of your fear. Long time ago, back there in the 50s and the 60s, I mean, black people, they were fighting for their brothers and sisters. They were stepping in, they were fighting. Today, what is the problem today? Because you're scared. Well, I got my home, my car, I got my children. But no, sometimes you got to lay down your life in order to get what you want to get or to pass on to someone else. It's not going to get any better. This world is not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. You have your houses around the city, around the states, and black people. Well, I got my house so and so, and you think it's going to last, but it's not going to last. So, like Washington D.C. was known for years as Chocolate City, but it's not known today. Why? Because the whites have came in and took it over, and have taken it completely over. It's no more Chocolate City. You got number 47 trying to push the mayor of DC out of her. Well, We're not going to let her go anywhere, but we're going to hush her mouth. And that's exactly what she's doing. And not on right there in Richmond, Virginia, you had a governor of Richmond, Virginia, a governor who was for the black people, by the black people, with the black, but now all of a sudden, see, they've talked to him, and all of a sudden he's changing toward the black race of people. White people, if you give them enough clout, pay them enough money, promise them enough or something that they can have that they don't have, they will turn on you. Their attitudes, their ideas will completely change. It'll be different. And that's what they had the secret meeting of. It wasn't a secret meeting just in one state. The sources told us there was secret meetings in every state and city on the map. And none of you black people knew a damn thing about it. This is why we say, and we cannot stress enough, do not trust your white people. I don't care who they are, and I don't care if they say, brother, you could, man, you could trust me. You know, I've been your ace coon for years. Don't trust them, whether it's male or female. And you talk to your children. You may have a little, he or she may have a little white friend, but it's something behind that. It would be nice if we all could get along as brothers and sisters, but this is not what 47 and all those in there, under there, beside, left and right, front and back. This is not what they want. They want black people everywhere to go down in the mud. So when you look around, all you can see is nothing but white faces. They will take your minds, your brains, and your soul and put them into a machine. They'll do that for you to live on and on, but then you come out of your mouth through that machine and say one thing wrong, and then they will reprogram you again. And if you continue on, then they will destroy you. Is that what you want, black people? Is that what you really want? And here the resistance team trying to tell you these. We're not telling you these things because, well, you know, we're not getting paid for it. We don't get no, we're not monetized. We're not getting monetized. We're not receiving anything. All that the resistance team, all 350 of us, we have come out of our pockets. The team members, all we pay tithes and dues, and we come out of our pockets to help you, and every last one of you all. No one has given us any money. But I just wanted to say this because we found a hell of a lot today. We had a meeting, people. And we talked to our sources off of Intercom conference. White people are not your friends. They will smile in your face. They will say they will have conversation with you, only to find out where your head is at. The doctors are killing people. They have already instructed the doctors to take black people out. Black people out. We found out today, and then I'm going to cut this short. We found out today that there was a black man, and the doctor had put something on this black man that this black man didn't even have, and wanted him to take pills to fuck up his body. And come to find out, if it had not been for a black, with the doctor who did it, was a white doctor, but if it had not come for a black doctor who thought the same way he thought and felt the same way he felt, not only from his patient, but from the black people, period. This black man would have had every bit of his organs taken out. This black doctor came, don't do it, don't do it. And he didn't do it. And now this black man is healthy, he's fine. They are instructing the the white doctors to take you out. But your faith and trust is in your white doctor. Well, my doctor told me that. Like I said, you don't have that stuff. You don't have it, but you are so willingly dependent upon them, and they're taking you out. They're taking your organs. But it's up to you. Again, we've talked until we have been blue in the face, per se. But I would like to say, for myself and the team, we thank the heavens, for the universe, for our sources, because if we had not had our sources, we wouldn't know any of this. And also through our investigative research, through our moments and times of traveling, through our moments and times of speaking to different ones and having different ones cry on our shoulders, telling us we are so sympathetic to our Black race of people than we are to any other races. Now, white team members, they are sympathetic to their white race of people, but then we come in all together and we even help them out too as well. But Black people, you are doomed. You are doomed, and you don't have the sense and to know that you are doomed. Don't just leave us alone. They are going to leave you alone because you're going to turn around and you will have no rights, no nothing, nothing. You won't even have homes to go to anyway, because the home that you're living in, they're gonna make the taxes so high when you can't afford your homes. Anyway, people, you know, you haven't. This is not the first time you've heard this. You've heard this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times before. It's up to you, but I'm telling you, the resistance team, we are on borrowed weeks, not months anymore. We're on borrowed weeks. And if we see where things might getting better within a couple of weeks, we are going to make that final video. We're letting you know this now because we're getting really, 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 really tired. And so you know, it's up to you all. You do what you want, but I will tell you that if you don't do something more than what you've been doing, you are going to be killed. You are going to be killed. And let us also remind you that you're facing a shutdown in about 3 or 4 days, maybe. In 6 days, you are approaching a shutdown, and this is a shutdown that Imperial Grand Wizard Trump is trying to make happen. He wants it to happen. If that shutdown happens, you are eternally fucked because when the shutdown is over with and everything goes back to their version of normal, it will not be normal for you. But continue to protest and bitch about it on TikTok and YouTube and everywhere else. Eventually, you'll be dead because we want to kill you. So this is what we wanted to say. I am the team. This is Billy RL, real life, giving you the facts, the truth, and the knowledge, which you all know equals to power. Power that you all have, but you all refuse to use. This is Billy Oriel signing off.